So I come to tell you he's alive, to tell you that he dries every tear that falls.
Hey there, folks. It's Will again. And today I have another thought for you. And this thought is Appendix Christians. Appendix Christians. I'm not talking about what goes on the back end of a report or a piece of paper or whatever. I'm talking about the appendix that's in your body. Because appendix, it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't do anything at all. And there's a lot of Christians in our churches today that don't do anything at all. You could also call them spectator Christians or sideline Christians. They like to sit on the sideline and watch everybody else in the fight. And I recently read a quote from A.W. Tozer. And the quote is, "This we have heard, I am a born-again Christian, and I am happy that my sins are forgiven, and I go to church on Sunday because I like the fellowship." We ask, do you not go to put yourself in the way of a spiritual blessing? The answer, no, I am saved and I do not need anything. We ask, have you offered to witness, to pray, to encourage, to assist, to participate in your church's life and outreach? The answer, no, my church seems to get along very well without my help. Brethren, this non-participation kind of faith is a strange parody on Bible Christianity. Men and women who say they are believers just cancel themselves out. It is something we have learned from the sporting events. The great majority are spectators. They come and sit. If there is any true spiritual life within us, God will give us a gift of some kind, and the humble soul will find something to do for God. And what A.W. Tozer here is, what he's saying here is exactly true, and it's something that goes on in our churches today. We have a lot of people who sit on the sideline, who don't get into the fight, who don't get in and get involved. And we need those people to get in and get involved because we as a church are Christ's body. And if somebody is sitting on the sideline not doing anything, that hinders Christ's body. They are essentially being the appendix of the Church of Christ. And I think that is probably the biggest organ in the Church of Christ right now is the appendix, because we have so many people who sit on the sideline. I think of Eliab in 1 Samuel chapter 17, of course, the brother of David. We see that in 1 Samuel chapter 17. That's when David went up against Goliath in the valley of Elah. And you remember, Goliath stood out for 40 days, and he sat there and cursed Israel and told them that they were dogs and cursed God and everything. But they just stood there and did nothing. They sat on the sideline. They were spectators. David came in. David said, I'll go fight him. I'll take him down. Who's this man who defiles the armies of the living God? And he got in and he did something about it. But we see that Eliab, as soon as David came there and David said, I'll go do it, we see that Eliab tried to put David down. We see that he called him naughty. He called him prideful. He called him every name that you could think of in the book and asked him, why aren't you with our father's sheep? Trying to demean David. And we see that in today's churches as well. The people who are in the fight and trying to do something for Christ, a lot of times the people who sit on the sideline, they'll demean those people. Like they'll try to put them down of, why are you doing that? Why are you a weirdo? Why are you handing out tracts in the drive-through line? Because you're a weirdo for doing it. We've all seen those people. And the thing is we need everyone in the fight. We can't just not have everyone in the fight. So we need to not be a spectator Christian. We don't need to be like Eliab. We need to be like David. We need to be like David and step up to the fight and be in the fight. So today, I would just like to leave that with you as well. Don't be a spectator Christian. Don't be an appendix Christian. Get out there, get in the battle, and get the body of Christ moving forward.